What's up, y'all? It's Jason. Today we're gonna go over Session Guitars 2. I'm gonna show you how to use it, or how I use it at least, and we're gonna use it in, like, I guess I would call it a real life example. So I've got this song I'm working on. It's in front of me. It's a stem that I'm working on. There's an original, and I'm essentially remaking it. So I've gone over the song. I know what I need to put in the song, and the next thing I need to put is the acoustic guitar. So I don't play acoustic guitar, so I'm going to use Session Guitars 2. All right, so of course, step one is going to be to add it. So yeah, let's add it in there. All right, I'm close this library. Let's open Contact. Here it is right at the top. I want the 6-string variant. All right, cool. We got it. So there's a couple of things about Session Guitars. Let me just briefly explain how it works. In the red here, you will see, or these are triggers for pattern. The yellow are single triggers by themselves. They trigger different sounds. Same with the green and the red. Now the blue here is used for making a chord, and then whatever chord you make here in the blue, it's going to play that in the pattern of the red. I'm actually not going to use that, but that's just as an example. I'm going to reach over here on my keyboard and play F. You can see it's pressing down, and it's playing whatever pattern is in handmade A, or right now it's set to C1. If I come on the keyboard and I change it to D, it's gonna equivalently switch to D1 over here in the screen, and now it's playing handmade C, or whatever pattern's on handmade C. Same thing for F, etc., etc. It's gonna hold the F. Now the chord F, I mean. So when I change to like a C chord, it's going to change the chord, and this is a crescendo with muted, so that's what you hear. All right, so yeah, that's essentially how it works. Now, that's a really basic explanation, but without the basics, you can't go deeper into it. So I'm doing this first song. I've listened to the song. I got the song. I know what I need out the song. So I'm going to move this over here for a second and pull up my little sticky. So I need these different patterns for the song. Actually, I need more. So I'm going to type that in right now. I need 16th notes, and I need a 16th notes with the crescendo, I believe. Yeah. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do, the first thing I'm going to do is figure out how I can get that on these triggers here. So I need something that just plays whole notes, something that plays the song flow, which is the song has a dotted half note, a quarter note, and then a whole note. That's the basis of the middle of the song. So I need something with that pattern, then 8th notes, 16th notes, and 16th notes in a crescendo. All right, so what I'm going to do first here is click this. They have a lot of presets for the pattern. I'm not going to use any of them. I'm going to click the clear all slots and yeah, start from blank. All right, so C1, I want to be my whole notes. So first of all, let me put that there. All right, so this is how you find your things, because they have preset patterns. You cannot create your own pattern, but there are ways around that, and that's what I'm about to show you. So the first thing is, when you click that little, what's it called? Magnifying glass, it opens up this. This is the browser for all of their patterns, hence pattern browser. Wow, go figure. All right, so I want a whole note. They have this little thing, this called rhythm search here. So I'm going to click on this dot, and it's going to show me all the patterns that have that dot in it. I'm also going to filter out 3/4 and triplets because I'm in 4/4. This song's in 4/4. And here it pulls up Handmade D. All right, so Handmade D is this pattern here. This signifies full volume. This empty one is half volume, I believe. or I'm sorry, that's not the case. It's actually strumming the other way. All right, so this is exactly what I need, right? It's got this, but then it has this. So now what I'm going to show you, this is the power in this program. So I'm going to select this, Handmade 4. That's the pattern. Then over here, there is two buttons, a magnifying glass and an eye. I'm going to click this eye. And what's going to allow me to do is to customize the pattern for Handmade D. So I want a whole note, right? I don't want all of this. So what I'm going to do is take this and drag it down. So it's just going to play this one measure. The end step is 16. So it's going to play these 16 16th notes or a whole measure and then restart and come over here. So yeah, that's how I got my whole note. I filtered out all of this other stuff that I don't need and I got my whole note. All right, so that's one. That's on C1. I'm good on C1. I have my whole notes. I'm going to skip C#1 for the time being and go to D1 or go to 8 notes, which I'm going to make D1. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing. Search, and I'm going to punch in some eighth notes. All right, Handmade D and B come up. Now, let me explain this. This +6 here and this +8, +12. What those are, I'm going to go back to this other window. Handmade D has this thing up here called a start shift. And if let's say I just wanted the end part of this phrase, I can just take that and take the start shift up to 8, or I'm sorry, 16, or 16. And it's going to take that part of it. It's going to shift it by 16 and only take that measure of it. Or I could do that and take the whole thing if I wanted the quarter note on the end. So yeah, that's essentially how it works. And when you're in the browser and you're searching, that +8, +6, it signifies the start shift. So let's go back. I'm working on D1 and I want just eighth notes. And 8 is a good even number. So I'm going to click on this. All right. So this is what the whole pattern is, the two measures of the pattern. All right, so I just need the first half note, I guess. Since these dots represent 16 notes. So I'm gonna click OK. I'm gonna add it in. Then I'm gonna go back to this little eye and I'm going to take this to here. So what's gonna happen is it's going to loop this half note essentially in time. So let me just play a chord so we're on the same page. All right, cool. All right, so I'm good on that. Now I need 16 notes. That is going to be on D#1. All right, let's click the search. Same concept. So let's find 16 notes. All right, so it says the crescendo's on 16 notes. See, this is in 3. I need to filter out 3, 4. All right, Handmade D. Oh yeah, but this isn't similar at all, right? Let's check another one. Nope, not similar. Handmade B. Crescendo. None of these. All right, guys. So let me stop this. How do I stop it? All right. So yeah, what ended up happening is that none of them matched the way I needed to. So here's a little trick that I discovered. I'm going to put eighth notes on. Now, we already know that eighth notes is what? Handmade B, right here, this little section. So I'm going to select that. I'm going to come back to the eye. Now, over here, you'll see this thing that says tempo. And yeah, it essentially allows me to double time or half time what I want. So I want 16th notes. I already know from doing the previous one on D1 that this is eighth notes. So I'm going to multiply this by 2. Come here, select what I want down here because I just want this. And it's going to, of course, loop this until the end. All right, let's test it. All right, cool. So I'm good on 16th notes. Now, I want the crescendo also. So I'm going to come over here to E1 And I already saw before the crescendo. Um, and actually, this is wrong. I need eighth notes crescendos for the song.
A few moments later.
So let's go back here because I want it to start. That's a full one, and then it starts to build. And these are eighth notes. All right, that should be good. Let's test it. I'm on E. Let's hit a chord. All right, great. All right, just to point out another thing here that you can use. There's volume here if you need to turn a specific section down or up. Now, I like to do that in the DAW versus in Contact, so I don't touch it. I just do it in, do it in Logic. But just to put that out, that's out there. So I've got what I need. Now I'm going to let me search for song flow. So I need the one after a dotted half note, then I need that. So that is essentially what I need. I'm going to filter out that. I am pretty sure there's not something that matches this. But what I need to see is if there's something like this. So I'm looking. Once I get to these, I'm starting to get into types. All right, so I'm going to unselect it and come here. This might be the one I have to use. Just listening through them. And that's a whole 4 measures. All right. So this is +4. I'm going to select this. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. The way this works, you switch triggers and they stay in time. So I'll show you how this is going to work in a second. I need this to be on beat 3, so I'm going to shift it up, not down. Right like that. So I have 3 and 4 as a whole note. All right, cool. So we are all set on this. The last thing I'm going to do before I actually start making the sounds work with the song is select this over here and auto chord. So all this particular song, all of the chords that I need are in this. They're normal. There's nothing like special or anything. So I need D minor, B flat, F. Where's the eighth notes? D1? All right. So, yeah. Suspended. And that's it. That's all I need. And then the A minor. All right, so I'm going to use this. Now, just to note, these are mapped to middle C, C3, I believe. Yeah, C3 through B3. So if you're in a different key other than C, it doesn't exactly match up. Something to pay attention to, but this is going to work perfectly for us. All right, so I'm going to close this now and come back to Logic. So the way this song, actually, I'll let you listen to this first part. It loops, and then we'll go into how we're going to make it play. All right, so you heard it. There's 3 chords. It's a 6 or a D minor, a 4 chord on beat 3, and then a whole note which is a 1 on beat 1 of the next measure, of the second measure, and then it repeats that in the next phrase. So what I'm going to do, we already got everything set in Session Guitarist. Now we need to paint. Now, of course, I probably should explain this before, but session guitars works on triggers, so it's not exactly like playing an instrument. You're triggering the plugin to do a set of things from playing one note or two notes, not um, and playing it like a traditional note on, note off that MIDI data is. So with that comes two things. One, your MIDI information needs to be slightly ahead of the beat so that when the beat comes, it catches. And two, you just need to take it into account so that you're programming properly. All right. So on that note, actually, I kind of need to pull this back up. So D minor is on the note A. B flat is on F, and F is on C. So I need A, F, C. All right, so where am I? This is middle C. This is A. All right, create a MIDI note. It's right before the beat. All right, now on beat 3, I need the note that's on F, slightly before the beat, and on the next measure, I need the C, which is an F chord. All right, so let's just play this and see what happens. Yeah, I need to start.
Intro, 2, 3, 4.
You can't hear it.
Intro, 2, 3, 4.
All right, so it's playing to the end of whatever. So let's extend the note. All right, let's go. All right, so cool. That's what I need for this part. I'm actually going to cut this in half and duplicate it. And yep, perfect. That lined up. Oh, yeah. All right. So with this song, the same thing repeats again. +4. So I have that there. All right. Now we're going to get into the verse. All right. So this is where I need what I call the song thing. So, let me go back. I missed a step. All right. So yeah. You have to, with triggers like this, you have to trigger the actual part that you want or what you're trying to do. Like, so the pattern is what I'm trying to say. So I need to trigger D1 eighth notes. Otherwise, it's going to just use what it last used, which is what I clicked on. But in the case of where you're playing through the song, and let's say I'm in the chorus and it was on 16th notes at the time that I stopped the chorus. The moment I go back here, it's going to resume in 16th notes. And that's not what I want. So you have to intentionally trigger the pattern. All right. So for this, I looked at my little note thing, I think, and it said D1. I want D1 because I want the eighth notes. So D1, create a note. Cool. We're all set. Now, just to put it out there, I usually put these slightly before the beat, but these I'm not as scrupulous with because they usually trigger on beat 1. Yeah. So moving forward, now let's copy this. And just to put it out there, to do that, I'm holding Alt and dragging. All right. And we are in the verse. And in the verse, first thing I'm going to do is create a MIDI region. And I'm going to come over here and make it slightly bigger by one little, yep. All right, cool. So I want the whole notes now. So let me go to my sticky again. Whole notes is C1. Up, up. Yes. Whole notes are C1, so let's come here, paint C1. All right. Now, this is going to change in a second, but I need the same pattern. So, actually, let me copy this because the chords are the same. All right, the pattern is what needs to change. So I'm going to drag that down to C1. Let me just play it. It should play a whole note. Okay. All right, cool. So it's, of course, skipping this B flat chord here because of the way that it is set. So now we're going to do our little scribblers thing and change it. So remember, what I'm trying to get is a dotted half note, a quarter note, and then a whole note. So I put that on, I forgot to mention, but it's on C#1. Now, I do not have there was nothing with a dotted half note into a quarter note. So what I'm going to do is play this whole note and then switch the pattern to the other one that has the quarter note, or it's actually 2/8 notes and then a whole note. So let's listen to it. And I'm going to back up considerably to make sure that I get it. Yep. That's what happens when you don't put it before. It misses it. So yeah, it caught the 8th note, the end of the note, but it didn't catch the 1. All right, guys, and that is it. This video is going on long, so I'm going to finish the rest of the song. But I think now you have the basics of how to use Session Guitarist 2 and how you can use the triggers, how you can make different custom, patterns, and how you can expand past the patterns that are actually in there and get what you need out of it. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll make sure to get to them. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. Leave this video a like because it was awesome, and subscribe for more content. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.